Hi there. I'm going to reveal the results now and cut into our sourdough bread, which we made yesterday. Last night it came out the oven and it's obviously cooled overnight. So we're going to have a look. So I use these bags from Tesco's, to be fair. It's what you put their bread in, but it works well for mine. So thanks very much, Tesco's. So I'm going to get both loaves out and show you. This is the one which is the one with the new starter. And things are cooled down and what have you, and some a little bit, but this is the one with the older starter in it, which is great. So I was really pleased with the results that we got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the loaf and have a look what it looks like, the structure looks like inside. So let's get into it straight away. So this is our new starter, and hopefully what we'll be looking for is a kind of an even looking structure inside. So let's split that and have a look. And you can have a look. So you've got kind of bubbles all the way, some larger ones, some smaller ones, but we've got kind of bubbles all the way through it. So it doesn't look too bad, not too shabby. You know, you look at some of the real kind of top kiddie ones and you'll see all, you know, big bubbles, big even bubbles between all of them. And, you know, that's fine, but there's nothing at all wrong with that. What you're kind of looking to avoid is like little dense patches. And that's what the fermentation, that long ferment that we actually gave it, and the rising gives us is that even distribution. So you can tell a lot by the inside. So this is called the crumb. You know, like I said to you before, I thought the crumb was just what was left on your plate. But this is known as the crumb. And an open structure talks about kind of the air bubbles, and what we're looking for is an even distribution between the air bubbles. So that, you know, I'm not no crumb expert. You know, there's all sorts of like crumb readers out there that'll tell you exactly what you've done and what you haven't done by just looking at that. But it looks fine to me. It smells great, and I'm going to try a bit in a minute. So that's loaf number one. So we'll use that for comparison. Loaf number two. Like I say, this is a little bit bigger, so I'm expecting to see a few more air bubbles. Maybe in there, or some larger air bubbles in there. But we're going through. Let's have a little look. And we'll split this one. And there you go. The differences, as you can see. A few more air bubbles, a few larger ones, a little bit more open, kind of in its texture, which you'd expect because it's bigger. So there's got to be more volume inside. And the only volume comes from the air the air pockets that are being created, the holes in there. So let me tear that one and show you both of them then side by side. So the old one on the bottom and the new one on the top, exactly the same process. And you can tell, yeah, there's definitely a difference. So the new starter hasn't performed as well as the old. And the old one is relatively young. That's 3 months old, just 3 months old. So that will get better with time. And some tell me that it could be even 6 months down the line before it's fully at its working like, you know, potential. So the key is apparently, from kind of what I understand, is the more you use that starter, the more you use it and feed it each time, it's just going through that process of getting stronger and stronger, and you're developing kind of its potential, its maturity, and there's bacteria growing in the good stuff and everything else, and it's just developing. So it develops more complex flavors as well. So it's all about the flavor as well as the structure and everything else. So the flavor's important, and that comes from the maturity of the starter. So what we're showing is basically it's you know, it's done its thing. Both have worked. There's definitely a marked difference with the one which is effectively 3 months old to the one which is 2 weeks old. And again, in time, that's only going to get better. So experiment complete. That's the results shown. So that's all I wanted to say for now, just to show you the inside and complete the process. And you know, I'm sure they're both going to taste equally as good. So I'm pleased with everything that's gone on so far. Hope it's not been too confusing or anything like that. So that's it for now. Results shown. So bye for now.